Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation and much love and respect to Akim out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. As you can see by the title of this article, you know, which countries have CBDCs, okay? And the CBDCs is just something that they're bringing in that also ties with the MOTB. And it's becoming more popular because this is going to be the new way. Okay, this is going to be part of their NWO. So they're pushing it as a solution for the coming economic crash, because there will be an economic crash. There will be the dollar will go to nothing. All right, it will be virtually useless because of hyperinflation. And we can see bits of that now. If you look at the gas prices, they just continue to climb to heights we've never seen before. The food prices are jumping up. You know, they're using that the situation, you know, at the on the West Coast with the fleets as a reason. Yeah, that has a lot to do with it, but it's also going to be because of hyperinflation, man. The things are going to cost a lot more, and you're not going to get an equivalent raise to the rise in prices. So it's going to be like virtually useless to go to work, okay? Where a day's work or 2 days work might get you a loaf of bread. This is the time that we're coming into, all right? And with the CBDC, they're able to control everything that you buy, everything that you do. Okay, because they control that system, and eventually it will be implanted within you. So therefore, if you don't comply, then they just turn off your chip. Okay, let me read a bit of this article. It says many countries are already developing their own CBDCs. Who's leading the pack? In response to the global rise of digital payment solutions, central banks around the world are working towards creating their own central bank digital currencies. CBDCs are digital representations of central bank issued money that can be built on a blockchain and distributed ledger. Some countries, such as China and the Marshall Islands, already have plans to launch CBDCs, while others, like South Korea and Canada, are exploring issuing their own CBDCs. Well, of course, everyone's going to be issuing a CBDC because that was the main topic in the last UN meeting. Okay, how are they going to issue this CBDC? Okay, so this is going to be issued. This is going to happen because that's part of Esau's plan dealing with the MOTB. All right, which Aaron Russo said that was the final step. Okay. That was the final goal of the elites. It says China, the Bahamas, Marshall Islands, Sweden, European Union. Which come on, the European Union. There's many countries that's part of the European Union. All right, many countries. That's the whole of Europe basically, except for Russia. Okay. As cryptocurrencies and other digital payment solutions and becoming more popular, okay, you know, so you know, and at the end of the day, all of these countries pretty much are going to adopt this CBDC because it's going to be part of that new financial system, because the old financial system is decaying. Why? Because Esau, the way he set it up, right, he took the value from the money. Okay, at first it was backed by gold, silver, but then he took that, all right, from behind the money. So now the money's backed by nothing. So they're just printing it out of thin air, which means what? When something is in abundance, right, it becomes less valuable. You see? When something is in abundance, it becomes less valuable. And Esau has made the money such an abundance, okay, especially the USD, right? That is becoming worthless. Okay, this is James 5 and verse 1, and essentially it is worthless. Okay, because it's not backed by gold, which is gold and silver, which is true money. Okay, this is James 5 and 1. It says, go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Hold on, let's look up this word, cankered. Okay, your gold and silver is cankered. Let's look it up. Okay, it says to rust over, to cover with rust. All right. In other words, it's not good. All right. It's decayed. You see? And a lot of you people who are rich now in this world, right? You think you got like Floyd Mayweather, you got these different people who think they're living high on the hog, as they say. Okay, on their high horse. It's probably a better term, right? They believe that those FRN notes are going to deliver them from all trouble. Yes, riches is the defense, but when riches are not worth anything, then the fortress is broken. Okay, the fortress is broken. So the riches that you have now is no longer going to be a defense. It's only a defense when it's valuable. All right. In a time of great tribulation, that money that you have is not valuable. That's why it says that they shall cast their gold in the streets, because it's worthless. If there's a famine, who's going to sell their bread for gold? Think about that. If there's an actual famine out there and they're not eating, and they get a hold of some bread and some meat, that's more valuable than the gold. Okay? This is James 5 and 4. It says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your field, which of you kept back by fraud, right, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Okay, which means the Lord of the armies. Okay, and everything Esau has, he's kept back by fraud. Even this money, even the gold and silver, he's kept that back by fraud. Okay, he's hoarded it for himself and giving you FRN notes, which are not backed by anything. They're just debt notes. Okay, so when it crashes, who's going to be left with the resources? The elites, and you peons are going to be fighting just to eat. Okay. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth, and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist. He does not resist you. Okay, so at the end of the day, these rich men, all right, these elites, right, they're gonna have to pay for everything that they've done. And those riches are not going to profit them. The scriptures say, riches profiteth not in the day of wrath. All right? It doesn't profit in the day of wrath. In the day of wrath, nobody is worried about getting money. They're worried about getting what they need to survive. They're worried about survival. They're not worried about money. You see? Because people are going to resort back to a primitive state, so to speak, man. Okay? Because it's not going to be the same. You can go to the collect you just got to wait for the 1st and the 3rd of the month, and the welfare check drops in your account. That's done. Welfare is over with, man. Because the dollar is over with. Let's get this is Isaiah 32. And I want to start at verse, I'll start at verse 9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech." And they're extremely proud and careless. They're doing whatever the hell they want to do without guidance. All right? "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." All right? So the vintage is going to fail. You think you're going to get your those welfare checks, those child support checks, this check, that check. But the government is going to forsake you. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to bow down to the beast, okay, in order to get just crumbs off of the elite's table. You see? You're going to have to bow down to the beast. And Jake is choosing their side. They see what's up. Deep down, these people, even the people who took the juice and all that, they know that the elites are making a move through the spirit. They know it, man. Okay? But they're choosing their side, man. A lot of them know, but they're just choosing the side of the devil. Let's just keep it 100. All right? And I want to say, matter of fact, let me continue. It says, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine." The teats represent what? Let's get it. Okay? Because things were good, you know? Things were good before. You guys were living good, you know. This is the breast, right? And the breast of who? The breast of this system, okay? Because they were able to be nourished by this system, all right. But no longer are they going to be able to be nourished by the system, okay? People are gonna go into the mind state of survival mode, the road. They're gonna have that kind of mind state. Give me 1 second. Get this real quick. Pull this up. Let's get this. Okay, this is 2 Ezra 16:21. It says, "Behold, victuals shall be sold good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case." All right, because you can go to the corner store, you can go to the grocery store and get a package of waffles for $5, or you can get cheese for $5, $7, whatever the case may be. A whole big pack of water for like $4. You think yourself to be in good case, okay? You think that this is going to be life forevermore, okay? But guess what? Life is about to change drastically, man. There's about to be a hyperinflation, man, that's going to hit you in the next coming months. Shortages of food. The first world countries are going to turn to the third world countries overnight, and worse than that, okay? That they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And we clearly see that that's growing on the earth right now. That's clear to see, okay? That all that is growing on the earth. The sword, the famine. That's people are about to see that, all right? And great confusion, man. These people don't know which way to turn. Whatever the government say, that's what they're doing, all right? If they say hold your nose and jump on one foot, they're going to hold their nose, jump on one foot, and then they're going to curse you out for not holding your nose and jumping on one foot. You see? This is Habakkuk 2. I'll start at verse 5. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. Speaking about the Edomites, aka the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And when you look up that word clay, it says abatyat. Okay? Which means what? Let's look it up. Weight of pledges, heavy debts. Okay? And that's what this system creates. It creates a heavy debts, because they're just continuing to borrow money from the Federal Reserve over and over and over again. That's what do you think the debt ceiling is all about? That's them borrowing money. That's them having to go borrow money, all right, so that they can pay off debts, right? It's crazy, right? They're borrowing more money to have to pay it back, okay? And when they run out, when they don't have enough, they just borrow more money. They borrow more money to pay things, to pay for things that they need. It's crazy. Look at the debt clock in America. Look at the debt clock in Canada. Look at the debt clocks around the world. These third world countries are all in debt too, because this is a debt-based system, and the bubble's about to pop. And when the bubble pops, guess what? The dollar is gonna be obsolete. And what are they gonna move to? They're gonna move to that CBDC. All right, and they're gonna make it sound cute. They're gonna make it sound nice, and they're gonna make it sound like it's gonna create a utopia. You know, shall they not rise up against thee suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt beat for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein, man. And Esau has spoiled all these different nations, man. You know, that's why the nations are mad, as it says in Revelations, because he spoiled them. You know, so they're nuts, just like he's nuts. Okay. This is Jeremiah 17, and I'll start at verse 10. It says, I, the Lord, search the heart, I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways, and according to his fruit of his doing, to the fruit of his doing. As the partridge sitteth on eggs, and hatcheth them not, so he that getteth riches, and not by right, right, which is Esau. He took these riches not by right, but he stole them, okay, shall leave them in the midst of his days, and at the end shall be a fool. Okay, so that's what's gonna happen. Esau's gonna be found out to be a fool, right? First of all, at the beginning of this system, right, they said that, you know, this was gonna work, and this was the new way, and this was the best thing to do, and they made it sound like, oh, we've done studies on this, and this just makes sense. It's for your own good. Now that the system is crashing, they have a new system, and they're telling you the same story and dance. They're telling you the same song and dance, the same thing. Okay. Oh, it's good for you, and we've done the studies, and this is the best way to go. And guess what? You trust them all over again. You're going to trust them all over again, speaking to the majority of you people, the masses of you people. Which the word mass means dead, because you're in a dead state. All right? But us that are in the know, the elect, well, we already know it's BS from the jump. Even if we don't know the details right away of something that Esau is doing, we know it's nonsense. We know it's wickedness. We know it's deception. All right? This is Revelation 17. And I'll start at verse 15, man, because at the end of the day, these other nations, they're leaving the dollar. They're leaving the US dollar. I just seen an article before. These nations are leaving the US dollar. And guess what? Even their allies are going to leave it, because they understand that the USD is through. But they have a plan to move towards the CBDC, okay? And the CBDC is gonna be that new way. Salakia, I got Revelation 17. Let me get Spirit is bringing me to Revelations 13, man. All right, let me get Revelations 13 and verse 15. All right. Because the CBDC is going to be the new way, which is going to lead to what? It's going to lead to the MOTB, which I'm about to read right now. This is Revelations 13 and verse 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So whoever does not bow down to this system, all right, which is spiritually you're bowing down to another god, okay, is going to be killed. All right. And there's all kind of pagan worship and demonic worship and sacrifice going on in this kingdom unknowingly, even within these different, logos and advertisements. They have all kind of satanic things going on in it, imagery and rituals, man, that the people are not privy to. Okay. They don't know that when they celebrate Christmas, they're celebrating a pagan holiday, venerating another god. They don't know that, because Esau doesn't come out and say that. Everything is hidden. This day and age we're living in is a heavy day and age of deception. Okay, and very cryptic. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. That's that chip, okay? And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And you will not be able to buy or sell without bowing down to this system and taking his mark. All right? And why aren't these other Israelite camps speaking about this? It's clear if you watch GMS videos. It's very clear to see what Esau is doing through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. But these guys are not speaking on it because they're dumb dogs who love to slumber, as it says in Isaiah 56. Okay, so therefore, if they don't get right, the Most High is going to judge them, man. It's going to take them out, man. And the blood of those people are going to be on their hands. Okay, so with that, I'll say shalom.